welcome to Raymies Garage. Here another video. Today we are continuing to look at apprentice Pat's rough running Range Rover. He's still having problems with the car being very rough in the morning, struggles to go, lack of power, and we're just really struggling to try and figure out what's wrong with the car. So this is my car, but just to let you understand what we're doing here today. So the symptoms basically are the vehicle is going into restricted performance on occasion. So we know that. We seem to have got over that problem and fixed that by basically draining some oil out the intercoolers. So what have we got and what have we done? So what we've got is now the car's very sluggish in the morning when it's cold. Hardly wants to move, will hardly climb up his driveway. So definitely a lack of power. But when the car warms up, he's putting his foot down, he's getting a burst of power. So that's kind of thrown us a wee bit. So what we've done so far to try and understand what's wrong is we've changed the throttle body in case there was something wrong with that, because we suspected there might be something electronically. So we changed mine over to Pat's and nothing changed. We took the whole plenum chamber out, we replaced these hoses in case there was a boost leak. We've done a smoke test and we found one of these clips were quite slack. We've fixed that, and then we've done another smoke test and it seemed to be fine. So we don't think there's any leak in the air induction system. What we do have though is the return from the primary turbo down to the intercooler, which there's one here and there's one at that side. There's lots of oil in it, so that oil can only come from one place, and that's the turbo. We then checked the turbo return hoses, the oil return hoses from the turbo when we were changing oil last week, and there is oil coming out there. We don't think they're blocked. My suspicion is there's something not quite right with the turbo. Today we're going to be replacing the crossover valve, which is down here. It's right down in there, you probably can't see it with the light. So we've bought another crossover valve. We're going to get that cleaned up and we're going to change that. We don't think there's anything wrong with this, but we're going to change it anyway because it was only £40 off eBay. So change the crossover valve and see how it goes. But trying to understand the symptoms is there's oil coming from the primary turbo into the air charge system, into the intercooler. It's coming up through the intercooler, comes along up here and joins into this inlet here. So you've seen us taking this off. Pat's has got a load of oil in there, not so much carbon. Mine's is reasonably clean, so I don't think there is much oil in there. So we're trying to find out, is the oil in the intercooler system causing this problem? So what we're going to do today is we're going to take off the crossover valve down here, and while we're doing that and we're up there, we're going to probably lower the anti-roll bar system and change a couple of the bushes. But that's for today, that's the job. Let's see if we can get apprentice Pat's car running as well as mine. But there we go. Let's take it for there. We'll get ourselves set up. We'll wait for apprentice Pat to come. We'll get the cars changed over and we'll get into it and we'll get the crossover valve changed. Right, so apprentice Pat's got the under tray off, and we're going to take these bolts off here holding the suspension system. Pat will remember what it's called. And we'll get these bolts out here to take the crossover valve off. We're expecting some oil to come out both ends of this crossover valve. I'm not sure how much, but we'll see anyway, and we'll try and capture that in video. But our plan is to drop this whole system down a wee bit. Makes it easier to get this out, and we'll change these bushes as we go along. So you need to drop that down. There are a couple of nuts in there, and the plan is to change that drop link over at that side. So let's get the camera sorted and we'll get this oil out of the crossover chamber. Get this pipe off. Right, here it comes, here it comes. Maybe pull towards you a bit. There we go. So there's not much oil coming out there.
No, but there's only a couple of weeks since I've done this.
True. So just to save any oil, maybe we could probably block that hose up more than anything. Remember to take that out now. And we'll see what's on that side. Right, and we're going to go for this end.
This is the primary turn, isn't it?
This is the primary one, right? I'm at the wrong angle here. I can't get my hand up there. There's not much coming out there either, Pat. There is.
You still think you've got a drip up?
Aye, I thought I'd get more out of that, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it could be sitting at the lowest point in the oil cooler.
Aye.
I'd already the
Intercooler.
intercooler. So I'll get these bolts out. See what we've got. We've got that one off. It's quite tight, that. Oh, quite tight. There's the spanners for that. Let's see.
You want me to pull it?
Ah, you better pull it that side. Tight, were they tight?
Aye, they were quite tight, aye. That's it.
And the rest of them slack.
So the rest of them are all cracked. See the four here at the front?
Right.
It's just that one there above your head.
This one here?
That's 18mm. So you need to get you into position, because you need to. You're not getting the levers doing it that way. Oh, careful.
I'm sliding the cardboard.
I'm just worried if you see we're at an angle, we would get a good grip on them.
Not too bad.
How length you got on them?
Aye. So they're quite long.
Quite long, then, aye. So you've got quite a bit of leeway there then.
Aye, we'll do this side and all.
I suppose that is a big lever you've got to mind you. There's a lot of purchase on that.
Right, so this is where we are. We've managed to drop this all down. The, what do you call that again, Pat?
The ace bar.
The ace bar, that's it. So that's down there, gives us a bit of room up here. We managed to get a bit of jiggery pokery to get the crossover valve out. It is pretty awkward, there's not a lot of room up there. And we did get a wee bit of oil coming out. So we're going to take that back to the bench have a look at it, compare it to the other one, and then we'll try our best to reinstall that. So we will. And that took us about best part of 2 hours to do that.
2 hours, aye. Because
it's just footery and the Jubilee clips are all round the wrong way and stuff like that. Right, so that's us eventually got it out. You see how dirty it is. It does move though. So it looks as if it actually works.
You should try the vacuum on that one and on that one, see if it's the same.
Yeah, we could do that. But it is a wee bit dirty. So it is. And a lot of oil in it, which you would expect.
What, given the fact that the turbos are leaking?
No. And that's actually the bracket that goes on the car. I'll get Pat to take that off for now. So that sits like that in the car, so we could have had that bolt off there, see it?
Yeah.
It might have helped us.
Is that an 8mm?
It looks like 8mm there or thereabouts, but generally there's nothing much to these valves. And that's the kind of way it sits in the car. This is coming from the secondary turbo. This is coming from the primary turbo. And the air's coming in here. It's going that way to the right hand intercooler as you're sitting in the car, and that one's going to the left hand intercooler as you're sitting in the car. And that's the way it normally operates. Then when you get a 2,500 RPM on the primary turbo, the secondary turbo kicks in and the air for the secondary turbo is coming in here. It's blended in there and it's coming in here by way of this actuation valve, so it opens up fully. So that's stage 2 of the turbo, so that's fully open. It's going in here, both turbos are coming in there, joining into both intercoolers and to the inlet of the throttle body. And when the pressure gets too much, this solenoid opens and that bleeds air back to the inlet of the primary turbo. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. Good, I'm glad it does. So we'll get that wee bolt off, just to get that plate off there. This is the one we've just refurbished. Well, say refurbished. We've taken to bits. We've got it all nicely lubricated in here. It's all nice and clean and should all work. Very, very basic. And we'll come back to when we've gonna had a look at that. There's your gun. So these are the 2 bushes you change.
We'll get all this off.
That should just pop off. That's one. Two. Right, that should pop off there. The whole bracket should come right off, Pat. That's this. And there's the bush. And I think they're both of the same size, the same end, sorry.
Aye, they're both.
Now, if you maybe want to give that a wee rub down with a wire brush, no?
Yep.
The other wire brush up there, behind the bucket, see it? It's me with the head with the light.
You see the difference in the diameter between the old, this is the new one, and that's the old one. You can see the difference in the...
Okay, let's see if it fits in. Oh, you need more strength in your fingers for that.
See?
Let's shoot. As simple as that. Put the wee bracket on the top. No, on the top. This one.
I'm just going to orientate it. So that goes on there like that. It's a bit tight, but I suppose you expect it to be tight. Oh, it's tight. That bracket, that seems a big gap in it, isn't it?
That shouldn't have a gap in it.
Oh no. Just seeing if I have the shape at both ends there. I wonder if I need to put this on and tighten it up with the bolts.
Possibly, aye. Just make sure there's no gap in that then.
No, it will draw it in.
Okay.
No, I think what about copper grease then? No.
It's up to you, you sure can.
Have you got it handy now?
No.
Yes, I'll tinker it then. Right, so the idea is I'm going to put them in. Try to put them on evenly, you see. Is the battery weighing this or what?
You got it on just level 2.
That one I'll go to level 1.
Pull the trigger a bit harder.
That look alright?
Let's see the speed it's on. I push the thing forward.
That's to level 2 or 3.
I don't know what level it's on.
It feels tight. So it does.
Okay. Now, the only thing I'm thinking about there is you've got to make sure you've got that at the right angle. So if you tighten that up at the wrong angle, it won't actually slip on properly.
That's correct.
Right, so here we are. We've got the bushes back on, we've got the ACE system back connected, we've got the new or replacement crossover valve installed. We'll just get that last hose to put on, and that's that. Again, it's a pretty bit of a footery job, so it is. We didn't want to film all that because it took us a couple of hours. But, so that hose back on from the right hand intercooler. Pat's going to get that, and that should be us, I think. Right, we've finally got it on. That's that hose all on. We've got a silicone spray on there, quite awkward. Apprentice blame me for jamming it up there, but hey, well, I'll take it to the chin. So that's all the bolts on here for our race system. That's all torqued up. They're all on. Now there is a big bolt missing here, Pat.
Aye.
For the crossover valve. The very bottom one, it's a long bolt.
Alright, hold on.
So you get that in your bolt area. And that's about us, I think. We're also going to try and have a look at the turbo actuated valve while we're down here and get this off. You got it?
Aye.
I think it's 10mm or 8mm, is it?
8mm.
8mm, so we're looking for the 8mm socket.
Got it here.
There we are. That's a wee job for you, Pat, tightening that up. It's quite slack anyway. Right, okay. Let's see you do that then.
There you go.
Happy with that. Happy with that. So that's it. What do you think we should do next? This drop link.
What the now?
You had enough? He's had enough. He's been here since. And then say that is that's probably major in there because there's a tiny wee Allen head in there. Unless you want to leave that, because I think only better take the wheel off doing that, Pat. Aye, okay.
I think what I'll do is, I'll need to wait to see if it feels it's MOT.
Alright, okay.
Well, I'd rather do it before MOT, but...
Right, okay. So that's fine, you put the wee bolts back in, we'll get ourselves tidied up, then we'll get the car started and I'll go under it and look at the turbo actuator.
Where's the 10 mil? Ignition on.
Turn the ignition on.
Right.
This is the turbo actuator valve.
Ready?
Oh, it's not the turbo actuator valve, the turbo variable vane actuator. Right, turn the ignition on. So it did move. Right, do you want to start it, Pat?
Ready?
Uh-huh. Right, rev it up. Right, Pat, switch it off. So, I think that's quite sticky. Better looks at, you can see it when it's moving, when it's engine on and engine off. Well, that's us for the day, and I ran out of time there. We never got the drop link put on, so we'll have to see if it passes its MOT. We've got the bushes on for the ACE system. We got the new, or the second-hand crossover valve. The car's just started there, so apprentice Pat will just go and have a wee run with that on his way home, let us know how he gets on. But that actuator for the turbo variable geometry vane did look a bit sticky, although it's difficult to tell because you don't know what it should look like. I think the next time I've got my own car with under tray off, we'll have a look at that as well, see if it's any different. So we've got that in video, what it looks like. But anyway, that's us for the day, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.